anyone on social media is affected one way or another, whether they want to admit it or not. We all know about the BBLs, but basically, God is looking in your heart, not on how you look like and what you have. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Faith Over Pressure, and this is your host Desiree, and thank you for tuning back in. So today I want to talk about beauty, specifically beauty standards of the world versus Christian beauty standards. And let me tell you what brought this up. So I was scrolling, and unfortunately, well, I mean, not unfortunately, it's my choice. I am following this page on Instagram, and I saw a post of Kylie Jenner a couple of days ago saying how she was the original baddie. Okay. Now, Kylie Jenner is a beautiful woman, both before and after surgeries. I personally believe so. But I remember seeing in the comments how people were being mean, like usual, people just don't like positivity. So in some of the comments, they were saying you're only beautiful because you had surgery. You're only beautiful because you had that nose done or you had that PPO, whatever she had done, okay? She's admitted she had surgeries too, by the way. This is not me guessing, gossiping. She's openly admitted she has had surgeries on her body done, okay? And then I think I saw one comment that said, girl, you had so much surgery, God doesn't even recognize you no more. So I'm just like, that's uncalled for. But that's social media for you. So I kind of want to talk about how shall I put this? Beauty slash social media. So let's start with the smaller one, beauty. So as we all know, at least American culture is heavily influenced on beauty enhancements, whether it be Botox or surgery or even small stuff like microneedling. I personally feel like facials and microneedling and dermaplaning, waxing, that's all fine for me, to me, in my own opinion, right? However, I think when you start doing BBLs or lipos outside of medical needs, I think that's what becomes a problem. Or another one, zip big. That's right. We all know our girl Zippin for the past couple years. She's been popping off, okay? And I understand, if you really do need to be on Ozempic for weight loss because you need help getting that extra weight off because it's recommended by your doctors, one thing. Well, originally it is used for diabetics. However, I am not a doctor, so this is not medical advice. However, I'm just saying my opinion, get that out there before someone sues me. However, anyways, even Ozempic has been on the rise just for cosmetic needs. Not even once, really, because people want the fast way out versus, diet exercise. It's all because of it. Again, American culture, to say the least, has made such a toxic space where they've made both men and women, to be honest, that even though they can be one of the most gorgeous people in the world, they have made them feel like that they need some type of enhancement, even though they really don't, in my opinion. Another post I saw was on TikTok. One of the creators I followed her for, I want to say about 2 years. And I've noticed how she got a nose job. And she has said on her TikTok, she has got a nose job, amongst other things. And I saw a post recently of hers also saying how she was showing a video of her walking randomly and how she said on the video that the people on TikTok have made her feel so insecure. She had to get a nose job like a year ago. And then looking back at it, she was saying that her nose was just perfectly fine. And I agree, it was, in my opinion, in my eyes, all because other people online has told you what you should and should not look like. And granted, we all have the insecurities and we all have struggles. And there's something wrong with change them. to a point. And I want to preface, I want to say, not preface, ugh. I want to say this delicately. So, as God's children, He does want us to take care of our body, our temple, because He gave it to us. It's a gift. Our Yes, it's our body, the physical stuff, but it's also His. So I believe if you're unhealthy and you do not like the way you look because you are unhealthy, it's okay to change it. But when I say change it, I mean dieting, exercising, not doing the fast food Ozempic or surgery because you want to look good just like that. No, you shouldn't. Not for one, we all know about the BBLs, but it's now being talked about, from what I've seen at least, that Ozempic is causing long-term issues with people who are on it. Again, I am not a doctor. I do not have this information learned through medical school. I am just telling you what I have seen for other people that have used it. But even people who have been on Ozempic and that are getting off of it, I've heard some of them say how they have gut issues now where they might have to be on some type of medication for the rest of their life. Some people are saying how the side effects so bad they stopped taking Ozempic before they got the desired result, and so on and so forth. Now, granted, everyone has had a bad experience with Ozempic from what I came across. I'm just letting you know from what my perspective, from what I've heard, and both in life and social media. Again, I am not a doctor. Do not sue me. Okay. This is all my opinion. But yes. So I agree. If you want to change your look physically, health in a healthy way, go for it. Because if you're having issues, like medical issues, it's okay to make that better. However, in my opinion, I feel like, to a Christian perspective, at least, you getting a BBL or you getting on Ozempic just to please the world or to get a fast solution is not it. The gym and exercise may be hard for sure, but I would say, in my opinion, again, that the last up to three, the exercise in the gym, the exercise and food part is the most safest. It may take the longest, but it's the most safest. Also, you're building those healthy habits. Versus if you get on Ozempic and you still eat like crap, it's just going to sorry. Versus if you just get on Ozempic and just eat like crap. Well, I know on Ozempic it lowers your appetite. That's what I do know. But when you get off it, if you don't find those healthy appetites, I've seen both in real life and on social media that you're going to gain the weight back just like that because you didn't build those healthy habits of going to the gym regularly and eating healthy in a deficit. Okay. Also with BBLs, there's people all the time talk about they had to go for round two of a BBL because they didn't take care of it the first time of building healthy habits of exercising, eating right, and now they have a big butt, but now their stomach grew big too again. So they talk about having to go back for round two. I'm pretty sure, as you know. So I'm not again, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor. I personally would recommend doing diet, exercise. And to be vulnerable for a moment, I have thought about getting on Ozempic because I am a bigger girl. If you don't know, I am a little bit bigger girl. And I haven't dieting, exercising, but it's taking so long. And I go back with my best friend like, hey, should I get on Ozempic? And my best friend was like, no, don't do that because you don't know what's going to happen to you when you get off it, when you're on it, and all this type of stuff, and all that. And I'm just like, I am someone who needs it though. Like, I cannot control what I eat. Sometimes that's what it feels like because it's a mental thing. At least for me, it's just a mental thing. That's what it feels like. I need help. But she was telling me a couple weeks ago. Well, we had this conversation like 10 times, right? Because I keep bringing it up. He's like, no, that's right. Do not do it. You are fiercely beautiful once you made, and you're not that big. I think I am. You're not that big, but You just do it a natural way, and it's more sustainable that way. And I agree, it is more sustainable. I just want something that's fast because I feel like this journey has been on a roller coaster for me. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys too have felt that way. And all because social media in the world, even it's in real life, people are more mean if you don't look a certain way, I feel like. And no, not even feel like, I know for a fact. I've seen it. People treat you certain way when you look a certain way that they do or do not think it's okay. So I just want to say that. The second part of this is just about social media in general. So we all have social media. If you didn't know how you're watching this or listening to this, social media, we've all heard the saying, don't compare their highlight reels to your story. And I fully agree. People are only showing the best parts of their life majority of the time on social media just for fun, or that's her job. No one really talks about the bad stuff or the trauma stuff or even just the mundane stuff of their life day to day because they want to make it seem like that their life is all of this, when in reality it could be in shambles. But with that being said, when we see that constantly, like, nice car, vacation almost every week, big house, even something as simple as building kids and having a good job, we all tend to get jealous one way or another, whether we want to admit it or not. Social media has amplified that, in my opinion, because if you're seeing it constantly on what someone has that you don't have. It's not like for 15 years ago or even 20 years ago where you only know someone has more than you, unless you actually talk to them, see them in real life, versus on social media, you could go for hours and see what other people don't have and you want. And also, you're just all exposed to the activity and how, it's always about to have this, so you should want this and all that, this, that, and the third, leaving you wanting more and more and more, when in reality, the only one person that should, not person, the only thing or entity, I should say, that should fulfill you, at least from a Christian perspective, is a relationship with Jesus. But even if you don't believe it, I think we all can agree that social media has been a poison to us in one way or another. Even if you use your social media for good, everyone social media is affected in one way or another, whether they want to admit it or not. And I think most people have admitted it. So I want you guys to be aware of what you see online. You may have to fast from social media if you have felt convicted recently about what you have been seeing. You may have to not even fast, you just may have to limit on how much you're on it. And I know it's hard because me personally, I be pulling out my phone for social media, whether it be for my podcast or for personal reasons, just seeing what's going on. And while I would, for me personally, I will say I use my personal Instagram. Like I mainly follow educational or entrepreneurs or just real life people that I know versus a bunch of tea pages besides shade room, a bunch of gossip, a bunch of people I don't know or care for, right? But I do still see people, and I do even myself be like, dang, I wish I had that. So I just think from a Christian perspective that we all know comparison kills joy, and that I forgot the scripture that it said, but it said, I want to say Samuel. It's Samuel. I want to say that a paraphrase, but God looks in the inward of you, your heart, versus the outward of your appearance. Do not quote me on that. I do not fully remember. I remember it being somewhere like that. I'm paraphrasing, but basically, God is looking in your heart, not on how you look like and what you have, because you're fearfully and wonderfully made in His image, and we do not need extra things to make us feel good. It's nice to have things, don't get me wrong. It would be nice to have some other things. I'm not gonna lie. It would be nice to have a little extra money. It would be nice to have extra stuff that I do not already have to make my life easier. However, I am grateful for the position God has put me in to for me to support myself. And that's how most people feel when it comes to wanting things. They most people want more things, but they feel like they need to complete themselves. But in reality, at least again from a Christian standpoint, all you need is Him. So I just come on here to tell you, just watch your thoughts, watch your convictions about social media. And like, and if you're someone who has been convicted about wanting to change your looks to please others, I would please want you to think about it, pray about it, and ask God to open your heart and see you how He sees you. But that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a short podcast. I know I'm getting them shorter and shorter. I'm trying to see something works or not. There will be longer topics, but I just wanted to make this a short one because that post really resonated with me. And I just feel like, we could, yes, this topic has been discussed multiple times throughout the years about beauty standards and whatnot, whether it be from a worldly perspective or a Christian perspective. However, it does not hurt to hear it again that you are good the way you are. And it's okay to change yourself if you want to be healthy in a natural way, from my perspective. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Also, quick announcement. I will be doing a season finale soon. I don't want to announce it one yet, but we're gonna do seasons for this podcast. Season one is approaching to an end already because I have already figured out what needs to change to make this better. What can be revamped? What needs to go? What needs to change? Like, should I change the name? Who knows? Because I will be introducing more topics and I want to do different things. And I don't know if faith or pressure fits the name anymore. From what I'm still thinking about it, praying about it, fasting about it. But there will be a three-part series finale starting next week. I guess you could say, depending on when you're watching this, 3 weeks from now, the season finale will air. And then we will take a little break. Okay? But anyway, I'm your host, Desiree. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And I hope to see or hear from you again. Bye.